we do it. Cool. All right. Well, welcome back. I don't know why. Give me 1 second. Just want to make sure the YouTube set is working for this one, guys. 'Cause every single time I do this, YouTube is not running. All right, it's running. Let's go. I think it's a few seconds behind. Yeah. Okay, so welcome back. My internet is pissing me off, but we are so back now. And yeah, let's answer the question. Is AI taking our jobs? We have a little market narrative tracker going. So far we've been able to scrape some headlines. We are targeting Mag 7 companies. These are the roles that we're gonna look for, and right now we're just setting up our job scraper. So kind of just figure out, hey, is AI really taking our jobs? You know, I think you and I both know it's not really like that completely. I think what we're currently experiencing in the market is a little soberness from the COVID job boom mixed with a little poor economy and a huge cup of AI infrastructure spend. And that's what we're dealing with nowadays. So all that to say, we're gonna ask ourselves that same question. Among the Mag 7 companies, with all the news articles out there and all the headlines, is AI taking our jobs? What we're essentially gonna do is we're gonna look at the total job posting volume over time and see how does that correlate with AI narrative. Right, we're gonna do a little bit of sentiment analysis on each headline that we're tracking and see what are people trying to say here. Downstream from here, we're loading this data into BigQuery. We're then going to probably do a little bit of modeling using DBT and roll up to some sort of chart, some sort of dashboard view of this all. So we're doing a little bit of analytics engineering today. Truth be told, I just wanted to play around with some DBT. I started doing a course or like one of those, you know, their provided lessons for DBT on their site. I just think to myself, like, what's the best way to learn it? Just fucking get in there, start a project, read the docs, and just go head first. So what we're going to be doing today is probably going to be a shitty way to build a product. It's going to be a great product, though. It's going to be a great product. It's probably going to be a little bit messy. That's fine. So far, again, like these functions aren't my favorite so far. I'm gonna have to clean this up. Excuse me. I'm just gonna have to clean this up a bit. But essentially, we're creating these search candidate objects here, appending the companies and the role names, and I mean, This is kind of the query that we're building here, right? We're looking for a specific title of a role, looking at a company. We're gonna sort by date as well. One thing that I don't know what we're gonna do. So you can see here, there's a total of 302 results. And we're always going to look at the top 50. So every single day, we're going to look at the top 50. I doubt these companies are going to be posting 50 roles out there for these job titles per day. But if we ran this once per day, on day 1, we're going to have a really bad baseline. On day 2, or on day N, I should just say, is going to get a little bit cleaner, right? It's going to get a little bit cleaner. One thing that's fantastic is that each of these job roles has an ID. Also has a created at. I don't think we're going to really... The created at's not going to matter to us, but what is going to matter to us is our created at. You know? Let's say a job gets reposted. Maybe it's the same ID of some sort. We're going to reference our insertion date as well to see, hey, should we omit the old one and use the new one as the true new posting, or do we just move forward, just add it in, it's net new, something like that, right? So I think our next task here is to, because like I was also thinking too for a second, like, okay, like what if we just look at the count, right? If we were to look at the count, all right. So on June 18th, it was 302 for, I believe, software engineer. You know, okay, maybe. But I just don't know if that's good enough. But I also want to test, like, okay, if I just get rid of that, how many are we really getting here? Because then from here, we're going to go on to each company, each role, and a trace error. Okay, so I guess not every single time we're going to get a count. So we can't rely on a count, because I guess sometimes we won't get a count. That's kind of shitty. So how are we going to combat that? Let's take a look at our alias object here. Hold on a second. Brian ranges, search candidates out of band. Let's not call open roles yet. I want to see let's see what all of our candidates look like. What? Retransforming this into a dictionary. Is I'm pretty sure we're not. Yeah, so if we're appending an object, okay, how about we look at the length? How big of an object are we actually dealing with? Just look at that. 56. Oh, because I'm still doing 4i. So we have 56 search candidates. And if I were to okay, we're gonna have to trim this down, because technically we'll get an error. We like start really thinking about that, because we're not gonna get conclusive results like that, unfortunately. Yeah, so okay, so we'll have 56 calls. What does search candidates actually look like after we're done all of this? Yeah, and maybe like also to tell you the reason why we're separating company name and company search term, because this allows us to potentially expand this if we want to, you know, for example, I don't know, one day look at SpaceX and then be like, okay, well, is it SpaceX? Is it XAI? Is it, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, but event like we would want to eventually roll it up to SpaceX, because most likely in the news, like probably just talking about SpaceX and stuff like that. So that's why we're kind of organizing it like that. So, okay, so we know what search candidates looks like. And then for each search candidate, And let's just do this 10 times. Let's see how far we go at 10. $931. Brother, what the hell? Okay. So now let's figure out if we're going to save each roll. I don't think we're going to save each roll because if you look at that, that's a lot of rolls off of one call. Oops. No, we are actually going to save each roll. Our results per page is 50. So essentially, if we have 56 calls, let's say each of them are going to have a maximum of 50 results. Our upper bound is per running this function. Oh, it's 56. It's going to be 2,800 results. Save into BigQuery. I want to say that's fine with me. Yeah, that's we're gonna save the jobs. We're gonna save the jobs. So, what's the most important thing to us? Do we care about the location? I mean, damn, like the location could be interesting. We're only looking at the US, by the way. So, like, how are we gonna... Get a little note out here. Man, dude, I can't wait till I can just switch off Apple. Come on, man. Oh. Okay, so what's important to us? The overall count, I don't think, is extremely important to us today. Problem is, like, I really want to get, you gotta have to get this just right. doing a little research on how should we really roll up. Are we gonna look at the inventory or the flow? Like, are we gonna look at, okay, well, how many postings does this company have in general? Right? We run this function once per day, or this program once per day, right? Then essentially we could create a trend line. And then in the opposite direction, or like in addition to the total inventory count, you can look at the sentiment, like, you know, per day. What's the volume of negative sentiment towards software engineering at given company? And if we look at that, I believe we'll be able to find the answer to this question, because if they're both rising, like if they're both growing over time, then we know the media is bullshit. But if they're going in opposite directions, then that means the media is not bullshit. Right? I think that's pretty good. So maybe we just look at this like total inventory over time. And then it'll be very simple actually to just do this. So it can just capture. I mean, would it be as simple as just capturing the count? Like day ran, company, search term. Right? Something like that. Yeah. I think this is fair. I'm just thinking like, okay, if we expand to look more like macro, so I guess like country would be important. If we change our roles to be a group, and then like, yeah, like where did we parse from? Because you know, what if we don't want to just look at Adzuna and we want to look at LinkedIn? You know? And then like the grain for this would be, you know, I like the date, the per one row per day per company per search term per country per row group per source to get count. Okay, like let's model that. I think that's safe, and I think that's actually okay. Let's do that. So in company aliases here, why don't we look at rules a little bit different? You know what I mean? So yeah, let's look at that. So I think we're just gonna separate cloud. I was gonna add it into like infra, but I don't. And then here's management. Something like that. Oh, and then staff up actually. Something like that. You know, like and you know what? Because I think we're gonna be like Okay, and then here for my candidates, we're just gonna go role name, sorry, role group, role name in items, and then we're gonna append company name, company search term, and I'm curious if that's gonna actually like work properly. So let's print that first, you know what I mean? Let's go. What does search candidates look like now? Yeah, let's just check that out. Because what I'm yeah, see, that's the problem. It's gonna throw all of them together. We don't really want that. We want these to be separated one by one. So we gotta be creative with this one because I know I want to loop through. This is just me thinking out loud now, guys. I want to loop through each. I want to loop through each list. That's a role per key, you know? I like to do this like very, very clean, really classy. Can I enumerate that? You know, like, I don't know, like Python loop through object with list as value. Fucking triple. That's gross. Something about a triple nested for loop. Oh man. There must be a better way to do this. How do you avoid a triple nested loop? I don't know, man. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. I don't know. Something like that, I guess. I just hate how that looks. Just don't really know how else to get around that. It's okay though. Alright, so what's important to us if we were to go back here? The count, the day ran, the company term, Alright, so let's just start building an object. I'm gonna get all of these things, and then I guess insert them into job postings. Guess we can do that. You know? We're getting 56. Actually, let's just 77 now. Okay, we've increased that. So 77 calls per day. Yeah, that's heavy. I don't know what my max is. I don't know what the rate limitation is on Azuna. Should though. Add Azuna rate limit. Okay, 25 hits per minute. Fuck. $250 hits per day. What is classified as a hit? I'm assuming exactly what we're looking for. God damn. figure out now, what the hell does a hit mean? You know? Fuck. That's gonna be something we gotta figure out. It's either we spread. Probably gonna have to batch it, man. 25 calls per minute. Okay. Well, that sucks. How do we get around this? This is gonna be a tough one to do. Okay, so we only have two options here. It's a bit unfortunate. I mean, we could safely do 2 companies per minute. Dude. I think we're gonna have to sleep. Yeah. So instead of defining it as a function, we'll just write a note that this is why we're writing such shitty stuff. Yeah, this is bad logic. What is failing to be understood here is I don't need to mod it by 2. Okay, we're gonna do this a different way here. Some shit like that. And let's just observe. Okay. So that works. That's cool. So if we have 77 calls divided by, like, let's say 24, so it's gonna take us 4 minutes, around 4 minutes to process all of them. Super not ideal, to be honest. How does Python work with concurrency? Does Python have concurrency? What the like? If I go time.sleep in Python, what's really happening? Okay, so it pauses only the current thread. So can I call a different function in that time? Okay, so let's just imagine this, right? We're gonna go total equals 0, right? And then here, I'm gonna say, total. All right. Okay, so it will. It will do that. It will stop that. I can run it. Let me see if I understand this correctly. My multi-threading isn't real. That's funny. This is a bit overkill, but I feel like I kind of do want to put multi-threading because I would want to make sure this headline scraper runs at the same time this job runs. You know? Like, again, probably over complicating it, but I do want it to run at the same time. be overkill, actually. Okay, don't think we gotta multi-thread this. I have no idea what just happened. That was really weird. And now my camera's not working. That's great. Oh, there it is. And the light's back on. Oh, that's bright. Oh, let me tell you, I have the most annoying monitor. I have a Samsung M8, and it comes with a remote, and by accidentally, I clicked the off button. So, yeah, that's a bit annoying. Oh man, I hate this monitor so much. Love to get a new one. Sometimes it comes clutch having like, a smart monitor. Dude, smart monitors useless. Like actually useless. I don't know when they would ever come in handy. And then right now this is just gonna be Atsuna. We're gonna hard code this stuff activated. We're gonna go date. Um, Date time. feel like that's gonna work. We're gonna append. And let's just print our job inventory just to see what we're kind of returning here. What's going on? Oh damn, the response time from the API is pretty slow. We might get a 400 error because I already did a couple tests, I think. Ah, that's great. Okay, this is great. It's huge. Okay. Okay. So that's working great. Um, I feel like right here is where we can start going upstream into BigQuery. So I'm just gonna make that table now. Just making sure that count's actually an integer. The rest are going to be strings, and then we have a date time. All right. So we have that table, and now maybe right here we call the, right, just the right to BQ. See if this works. Oh, damn. Let's actually make this dot now. Just make this date. recreate this table. BigQuery, the joy. The joy of being on the free tier. Gotta, if I make one thing, gotta do it all again. Company, role, group, search term, country, source, created. Date. I'm just gonna have his date. Run time. Okay, so now let's give this another try here. See if you are able to write properly into our inventory table. Okay, I think it worked. Sweet. I love it. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. Looks like it's working in BigQuery. So that's pretty cool if you ask me. In about a minute's time, it's gonna hopefully run again. And that'll be a really good sign. Inserted 50 rows. Oh, shit. Fuck. That is such a noob call, bro. Oh. I just duplicated my shit because obviously I'm writing to big Q. I could clear here or just do it at the end. Let's test it. Okay, worked. But I am now kind of just like taking consideration. I Fuck, I'm just realizing on my stream that you can't even see my fucking other Tmux window. Damn it. I'm like 2 hours in. What's up, Davies? And Vim is God tier. I'm glad to see that there's another NeoVim user. Always glad to connect with a fellow NeoVim user. User for note taking like a loser. I wouldn't say you're a loser for that. Probably a distinguished king, actually. I do it too. I have a notes repo as well, and I just sometimes write notes in Markdown. Makes more sense to me. I don't go crazy with the Markdown, but you know it works. Yeah, exactly. It does. It absolutely does. Need to get on my PC and to try coding with it. Oh wait, so hold on. You only use it for note taking? You don't use it as like an quote unquote IDE? Oh damn. Dude, I absolutely recommend. It's so fun. It's so fun. I've in the past tried even I look, if I was able to just use the entire computer without a mouse, I would be a very happy person. That's um it's kind of why I gravitated to NeoVim in the first place. The actions make sense to me. I've tried doing NVim movements in like VS Code, so like feature less in a different environment, and then you get to kind of customize it. I mean, you kind of make it suit your lifestyle and how you like to program. I mean, you know, oh man, gotta get on it. Oh yeah, especially with like Anki. I'm assuming then you're probably a student leveraging Anki, or maybe just studying for something. I've used Anki for I've used Anki for like language learning in the past, with like French and shit. So I know how it is. I've used Logstack before. No. Is this like Obsidian? Okay. Hold on. Let me pull this up here actually. Oops, misspelled it. I have a look at the same files that my notes are in, so it automatically goes from NeoVim to Logstack because it views Markdown latex with. Okay. I might try this out because I might need it for shortcuts. The amount of times I forget like Tmux and just like my own custom like NeoVim stuff that I don't like regularly use that often. That might be pretty good. Um Personal wiki decided solutions. You know, I've always tried to um find some sort of system for note taking. I'm very much in between handwriting and not. Handwriting just gets annoying because it's hard to manage. You know, it's hard to manage context over multiple like pages if you want to reference back to something. Obsidian never worked for me. It's overly complex, honestly. Sometimes Notes app is not it. Yeah, like I've tried bullet journaling. I think I've bullet journaled quite well for I would say maybe like I gave it a good like 2 months, 2, 3 months. Um but then you just get lost in the sauce. You have to format a whole month at each time. You miss a couple weeks and then you know what I mean? It just gets too much to manage. In my opinion, Obsidian is great, but not good for academics. Yeah, isn't there a problem with latex on there? I swear I read something about that because there's some compatibility there, right? Um, yeah, I don't know how you really write like I don't know, let's say you're studying some sort of math like function notation. I don't know how you'd really I'm assuming there'd be plugins for that, but then you're on a whole different journey. I switched from Notion onto my current setup with NVim and it's so much better. Oh, I can't lie, man. I I really don't like Notion. I I've again I've tried Notion for when you create like second brain type of thing. Maybe I just didn't give a good shot of like really learning the ins and outs of Notion, but leaves a bad taste in my mouth because like even at work I use like Coda, like the competitor to Notion, and you just get lost in the sauce. I think the one thing about Obsidian, but again, everything kind of takes a little bit of discipline to organize yourself. But the like value prop for me with Obsidian is being able to like graph notes, kind of visually seeing it. And like that's something that again, like pen and paper or pencil and paper, you can't really look at things from like a macro level. But again, I don't think I gave everything like a really good shot. Oh, yeah, I can see how that would be very, very annoying. Truth be told, I would love to see a program out there that is kind of lays off the I don't know, it'd be great if there's a program out there that of course I would want to be in control of my syntax, but if I was able to just have it compute at runtime, I don't know, like some sort of like guesstimate. You know what I mean? Like give it its best shot. Like come on, like help me out here. Also realizing like maybe this isn't helpful to be in full screen. Um, Like, you know, in for example, if I'm writing out like uh in Notion, right? You want to write a code block, you have to mark it as a code block, right? But the way you write, I don't know, I would love for some sort of like, you know what I mean? Instead of having to put a triple back tick, like six backticks essentially, and nesting the code block within that, I would love for it to compute that. you know? Yeah, like auto detection. Exactly. Exactly. I'm probably just not saying it right. But like some sort of auto detection that still gives me control and isn't like too harsh. It would be amazing. Yeah. Hold on. Let me fix my setup a little bit here because what I'm like realizing right now, I don't think. Oh yeah, I could totally imagine that. It would be so annoying to have to do this shit day in and day out. Um, I am just. Oops, did not mean to do that, guy. Holy, we're doing this on the fly. Oh, that's awful. Sorry about that. Gotta get this thing nice here. Let's bring me to the front. Let's bring this guy back. All right. Where am I? There we go. Anyway, I was on the site. I realized that you probably couldn't see that. but yeah, I would suggest if you have the opportunity to try out NeoVim for your for programming. I find it very helpful. There's lots of resources. Yeah, I know. I'm just realizing that. Kind of an L. kind of an L for me there. But it's fantastic. I do like it. And especially like again, what wasn't seen on screen is I guess me I still don't think yeah, you can now. Is me switching windows. I personally just don't program that much outside of SK Editor. I'm learning new things here. What is SK Editor? Oh, for Minecraft? Hell yeah. That's so fucking cool. What do you like write mods? That's so fucking cool. I didn't know that there's a specific IDE for it. Oh, sweet. No, that's really cool. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't know why, but I just thought that like once you kind of understand how to I guess, write these type of programs, you can just drop it into the bin. Very interesting. I love hopping on here. I always learn some shit. last week I had someone tell me about like some Euro art scene from the 80s with utilizing like Commodore 64s, and now I'm learning about how to mod in Minecraft and stuff. That's fantastic. Yeah, I've never given Java a dude. It's so fucking peak. I've never really given Java a good stab trying, to be honest. Um, yeah, I probably never will. Kind of put a line in the sand there, or however you'd say that. But not for me. Not for me. I know that there is some cool things about Java, especially the what is it? The virtual machine it ships with, um, or whatever that's called, some sort of virtualization aspect to the language. But so, I mean, if you want to get a job, good idea to learn Java. Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, half these roles ask for Java. Oh, and then you see the roles that ask for like .NET and shit like that. I mean, look, I get it. Unraveling legacy is like the hardest thing, I guess, to do. Unless you do a one-shot PR with Claude and rewrite Bun and Rust, right? 1 million lines added. Other than that, yeah, I think they do. They really do. I mean, look, at the end of the day, if you know what's happening under the hood, it's just syntax. I know obviously some of these languages are like monoliths and there is a huge learning curve. But yeah. Yeah, exactly. 1 million lines. Website accidentally doxes every user. Accidentally. Oops. Sorry. That was by accident. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Claude. Thank you so much, Claude. Um, I've stopped kind of using it for the most part. I was in a role not too long ago where it was kind of pushed. Um, you just kind of lose a lot if you just tab your way through every problem. You know what I mean? You can ship much faster, but yeah, I never go full. I haven't ever gone full. Um, the only times I've ever gone full, like just write out a micro spec of what I want done. Um, there's obviously limitations to context, and that's exactly where the failures are, like where the failures happen. Um, I spent probably 6 hours trying to find a memory leak. I was previously working on a game, using like Godot script, and I had a memory leak, um, in a recent, like from a recent PR, and it was really hard to identify it in like a sandbox environment. Yeah, because it happened very downstream. So if I was testing on some sort of like component, it actually never came up. Um but in prod it did. So that was fun. That was really fun. I had to reverse it really quick, and I was prompting like Claude, being like, "Dude, like scan. This is my recent PR. This is the scope of it. Like I get like just get diff from last commit, and find it. Find where the memory leak's happening." And I found a ton of um uh also, I do want to mention that the entire game was made by somebody else. There's a lot of problems with it. So I along the way I did find like milliseconds of time back from poor thread management, but regardless, I couldn't find after 6 hours, you know, Claude didn't show up. And this was, I don't know if this was like Opus 4.6 or 4.8. I don't really think the fucking numbers really matter. I think they just down throttle every release, but regardless. And I'm like, dude, look, this has to be part of the recent PR. Like, just, I'm really massaging the scope. In 6 hours, if I just gave it like a good hour of like really getting in there, really reading things, I probably got it. Probably could have got that done faster, you know? But I'm like, no, I can't see it, blah, blah, blah. And then during the time I'm crashing out, writing like, the craziest prompts to this machine, I'm like, holy shit, I see it right in front of me. Can you follow this chain? Turns out the memory leak was happening like 3 to 4 layers down from where I changed some sort of function. And yeah, 6 hours later, that was the result. So I don't know. Nowadays, it's more so I use it as a Google search. It is my Stack Overflow, and that's it. I can't. I just can't, man. It doesn't do what I need it to do. And you lose so much along the way. You lose so much learning. I mean, in that 6 hours, yeah, I learned something at the end. If I just took a fucking, a little deep breath, 30 minutes away from the computer and came back, I probably would have found it faster. But I was like stressed because this was in prod. So anyway, that's my Claude story, and I have so many more just like that. But yeah, so many downsides about using AI. I don't get the vibe code, bros. Um, I don't know. I feel like I've been thinking about this like a while, like what it takes for a person to be so all in on the idea of, you know, I mean it's a dopamine hit, right? Like if I can say, hey, like um I want to create this B2B SaaS like landing page. Sure. I mean, creating HTML on the fly with some CSS. Sure, it actually does take pretty long in terms of like CSS to like just get something at a one shot. But then you're always in scope, right? If you're building from zero, yeah, I'm sure it's a great tool. It's a fantastic tool if you're building from zero. That's why the Vibe Code Bros are on it. I mean, I don't know about you, but you hear, oh, I don't know, maybe this just be ranting now, but and maybe, this is some bias. I haven't seen it, but AI's doing such great things. People are making these great products, blah blah blah. Where are the products? Where are the things? I don't know. I haven't really seen anything like like crazy coming out of all of this. I saw one company who like made who leveraged AI to make essentially a landing page with with some sort of fulfillment back end, which is just like, okay. It's rich quick. Exactly. It's the same. It's the same thing as NFT. It's the same thing as Crypto Bros. It's the few people that got rich. They're gonna be selling courses now because, oh, here's my skills.md. Gary Tan, what is it? The Gary Tan stack or whatever it is, like shit like that, right? It's like it's FOMO. It's fear of missing out. Like, you look at LinkedIn, take away all the bots, right? But God forbid you don't put an AI, you don't like post one thing about AI, putting AI fluent in your bio on LinkedIn. I've seen that. I've seen some other crazy things. Like, what does that even mean? It's just FOMO. It's FOMO. As if God forbid, I don't use this technology to completely wipe away any inkling of organic thought I may have, right? Look, I'm not a total. I still use it, but I'm not gonna prompt like, create me a B2B SaaS worth $1 million. Don't make any mistakes. I know damn well people are doing that, right? Yeah, like, why think when zeros and ones think for you, right? I know. Like, I don't know. It's also really interesting too when you approach individuals on the topic, and you drop something like autocomplete, or you mention how it doesn't create anything new, right? I can see in the future a point of time where a lot of companies, or at least strategies for companies, are going to start meshing as one. And I think eventually, to be competitive in the future, especially just from like an operations level, because GPT Enterprise is being let loose on all departments at all Fortune 500 companies. A lot of companies are going to start operating the same in some sort of sick way, because people are going to begin to strategize, prompting like, hey GPT, here's my data set, how can I compete against my competitors? And it's obviously going to use all of that data it's scraped off the internet for the past like n number of years, and just give you an average answer. Every company is going to be average at some point at an operational level. I can see that coming. I can't wait for companies to get metas like this is Overwatch.com. Oh, do you mean like their software that looks at everything you do? The Big Brother software? This is what George Orwell wrote about. It's gonna be a fun one. I'm so amped. And that actually brings us to this project, essentially, because you hear a lot about engineering roles being replaced, or the potential of engineering bros. I mean, like, Meta, like, this is the best right now, so if you don't play this, you'll die. Oh, facts, bro. Facts. What was it? What we're gonna see, especially in the next probably year or 2 years, is like, I mean, it's already unraveling, right? there's been reports from Uber that they're capping the amount of like tokens allotted to their engineers per month, right? The AI spend at the consumption level at these companies are just increasing over time, right? And eventually these companies are going to have to just kind of realize that this is the gold rush 2.0. You know, companies like Anthropic and OpenAI, Nvidia, Google, whoever else, AWS, I guess, yeah, like cloud has a play in this as well, are just selling shovels. And all these companies are trying to find gold, right? I think in the very near future, like 2 years time, a lot of companies are going to realize like, wow, like as an operational expense, that was extremely expensive. I don't perceive the ROI really being there, you know? I don't know. I don't see it. I think like you still need deep domain knowledge to even just leverage these tools, and even when you do that, you still have to rely on that deep domain knowledge to like really garner some value. And at the end of the day, just like lines of code doesn't mean much. Doesn't mean anything actually, you know? So I don't know. I think it's gonna be an interesting one in the next couple of years, and I'm really excited to see how it's gonna play out because, like, I don't know. I can't say that during the dot-com boom or anything like that. It was really in the same. You know, I was obviously very young, so I can't remember shit. But you know, you look back at these big moments, and I mean, who knows if AI is a bubble when you have infinite capital to further inflate a bubble. No, facts. I think I was listening to the Primeagen. He made a very interesting take on, you know, the predicting the future, and he mentioned how he very much believes that some companies within your total comp are gonna start handing out token budgets. You know, here's your base salary, here's maybe stock options, and here's your yearly token allowance. And I could honestly, I feel like some companies will actually do that, and it's crazy, you know. But anyway, I look, you look at these moments, right? These past bubbles, especially recently. You have the dot-com boom, the housing market, right? The '07. And you look at those in a moment of time, a single moment of time. But it was never really a single moment of time. The results of that were of years of capital misallocation and poor decision making. And I think we are currently in that exact moment, and it'll probably take maybe 5 to 10 years to look back and be like, oh, it was the AI bubble, or it was, you know, whatever this moment's going to be described as, because I just don't see how I don't see the longevity in it. But then who knows? I'm just a guy writing fucking Python here, so who fucking knows? You know? I'm just trying to fucking anyway, like I feel like I was just about to explain this topic, but I mean, I need to get better. Dude, I haven't written Python, I'm not even joking, since 2020. Like, seriously. Well, I mean, I have, but like, seriously? Like, nah. Python main other than script? Yeah, no. I mean, it's been a while for me. Most of my experience is actually in front end, but then when I was working on that like whole game thing, it was like Godot script on the front end, which it was actually quite semantically similar to Python, and then Rust in the back end. So I got some really cool experience using Rust. So two different worlds here. But what we're doing right now is trying to understand the potential delta of the, I guess, media sentiment towards AI replacement theory and job inventory over time. So what we're really going to do here is we just set up a couple things here. We have already a headline scraper. We're scraping the news API from just the beginning of this month and looking at, we're going to probably have to change this to be more dynamic, but looking at headlines over time that mention the Mag 7 companies. So Microsoft through to Tesla. And what we're gonna do eventually is probably use something like Vader to run a sentiment analysis to see like, yeah, the Magnificent Seven. So it's like a finance or like an investment term. So like Mag 7 stocks, massive influential tech companies. So it's just these 7. Picking these 7 specifically because I would like to build the infrastructure to eventually look at public quarterly reporting. Otherwise I would have totally looked at like Anthropic and OpenAI, but if I want to look at them, it's easy to add them in, but we won't get the anyway. Maybe I'm thinking a little too ahead, thinking I'm actually going to continue this project all the way till me looking at P&Ls, but I don't think so. Regardless of that, and then what we're also doing is we're just using the Adzuna API here to look at job inventory. Exactly. So what we want to do is essentially, I mean, the ideal state is a graph with plots over time to see if there is an upward trend, or at least a common trend between a poor sentiment towards AI and the job replacement theory and growth of jobs over time, because then, that's basically calling bullshit that AI is going to replace jobs, and I mean, we're only looking at it from the lens of engineering. So I have just a few job titles that I kind of want to look at here. It's a bit difficult because Adzuna caps me at 25 calls per minute. So we have a beautifully written modulo here that adds a sleep for a minute for every 25 hits. And we're gonna write that all downstream to BigQuery, and then from there probably leverage DBT to then start creating models. And I'm still not sure what the output or like visually how I'd want to see it. Maybe we bring it back into some sort of like just a dashboard like Looker or something like that, or maybe leverage some of my front end and actually create a landing page for this. It would be interesting, but yeah, I just want to get my feet a little wet with some like analytics engineering, why not? So this question, I mean, I just get I get annoyed by the idea of the replacement theory. So I'm just like, you know what? Let's try to go in this as unbiasedly as possible, and let's see if there's a trend, even from like a microscope, Obviously, this is not gonna be conclusive at the end of the day, but it would be very interesting to see if there's a common trend line between the two, you know? So that's where we're at. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a fun one. But what we just did is we just confirmed now on return of our call to Azuna. We're now writing downstream or whatever to BigQuery. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm ending it probably for the night in a little bit. I can't lie. I've been on for a little bit, but the project is going to continue. The project is going to continue. So thank you for your follow, and I hope you do continue to join for these. My next stream, honestly, I don't perceive my next stream happening till next week. Usually I do stream on Sundays. I go like a midweek session either Wednesdays or Thursdays. I need to update my schedule, and then I go Sunday. That's usually my plan here. I try to do 3 times a week, as much as I'd love to. I would hate to put out a schedule that I'm not like adhering to, you know what I mean? Till the 27th. Well, hopefully we'll ship this by the 27th, because I swear to God, I've been slowly just chipping at it. I think over just a week's time now. Definitely like not many hours per day. I mean, it's pretty simple so far. So yeah, the big thing was just you know, it took me a lot of time to narrow down my thesis, because originally I had like a really broad question I wanted to answer, but you add too much complexity, and you know, I think a better product would be a tighter thesis, would come from a tighter thesis. So I've had to rewrite like the spec a little bit. I just have some notes on the side of how I really want to just approach this. So yeah, we're just looking at Mag 7. I wanted to look more, you know, and stuff like that, but then you have to consider your system, right? How many calls can you do? What can BigQuery handle? BigQuery can handle a fuck ton. I found that out quick, and things like that. So yeah, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure chatting. I hope that you try out NeoVim for programming. Please do. It's super fun. And if you ever do have any questions regarding like NeoVim setup, I would very much suggest checking out the Primeagen. I think he's had some tutorials in the past, or like Tej. He's fantastic. He actually contributed to NeoVim, so he's a fantastic person on YouTube to take a look at you know, how to really get comfortable with your environment and stuff like that. Yeah, you'll do it one of these months. I hope so. It's really fun. It's a great way to, you know, be better at your tools. At the end of the day, look, if you're a master at your own tools, like that already puts you further than like anybody else, you know, stuff like that. If you can just get to that problem solving state that much faster, you know, it just puts you in a different level. I'm still, you know, even if, you know, if you can see here, if I go like this, like boom, hard time. I'm just a hobbyist for coding. Hey, start making tools then. Like if you start customizing your NeoVim, like I've done things just for the fun of it. I can just get a, you know, a NeoVim setup like just off of someone's GitHub, but it's just so much better if you just get this all, you know, custom to yourself. A lot of people have their opinions on it, but regardless of being like faster and stuff like that, like I get it, you're a hobbyist, but it is fun though. It is fun. the end of the day, I could be using VS Code and just never have to worry about my setup, but here we are. Anyway, man. Yeah, me too, man. And the beauty of my list of projects is I start them, and then I have a repo graveyard that I never finish, and that's the beauty of doing this. But yeah, keep doing it for the love of the game. I think that's the beauty of this, and that's what AI will never be able to replace. Doing it for the love of the game. Have a great rest of your night, and thank you for tuning in. And catch you on the next one. See ya.